Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys all of my Empty products. I have a bin right here full of all of these Empty products that I've been using over the past year or so. I don't even know how long ago it was I filmed my last Empty, so it's probably like 6 months to a year ago. So I've been collecting all of this stuff to share with you guys. If you guys are new to these styles of videos, these are pretty much all the products that I've used all the way 100%, and I'm pretty much going to share with you guys my final thoughts and opinions on these products. I feel like these videos are a lot more personable than favorites or hauls, because these are products that I've actually used up the whole thing, so you can actually know if I would rebuy it or if it was a dud. So I feel like these videos are a lot funner to watch. I'm seriously obsessed with watching everybody's Empties videos. They're so entertaining. I could sit there and watch them for days and days and days. So I'm going to try not to make this video too long because I have a lot of products here, but I guarantee you're probably going to want to get a snack because this is probably going to be a 20-minute video. I can just already see it in the future. This is going to be a long one. Okay, so I'm not going to do it in any particular order. I have this big bin, as you guys can see, full of stuff. I'm just going to put off to the side right here. And then I'll probably just kind of reach my hand and grab something and kind of share with you guys my final thoughts on it. So first thing in here is the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I guarantee everybody already knows about this. This went around on YouTube for the past year or two because of Nikki tutorials, and this got so much hype as a good moisturizer slash primer in one. To be honest with you guys, I don't think that I would actually go out and repurchase this again. I feel like this is a good product, but I definitely have better stuff that moisturize my skin a lot more effectively. If you don't like the smell of men's fragrances or cologne, you might not like this because it definitely smells like a men's after shave balm type of item. And then going into a different moisturizer, this is one that I definitely would repurchase. I actually felt like my skin got moisturized from this. It didn't kind of just give it a little bit of hydration. This one is from First Day Beauty. It is called the Skin Rescue Daily Face Cream. This is going to be a little bit more beneficial for oily to combination skin, but you can definitely still use it if you're dry. You might just want to put more on or kind of use a serum with it. This is very, very fast drying, so it's really good for before you put makeup on. So I'm not even trying to do skincare first, but I feel like everything on the top layer of this basket is skincare so far. Another skincare item, this is going to be the Clinique Pep Start 2-in-1 Exfoliating Cleanser. This was a really good cleanser. It kind of washing your face and kind of cleansing it, but this is definitely not good for makeup removal. It will not take off your makeup by itself. You definitely need to take your makeup off before you use this. I feel like it was good, but I've had better cleansers. I feel like the exfoliating beads inside of here are a little bit kind of generic, where it kind of has that plastic gritty feel to it. I'd probably have to recommend this to a little bit more of the younger crowd. I feel like if you're a little bit more worried about anti-aging and hydration, this won't be the best for you. I feel like there's other products out there that offer you more hydration when it cleanses your skin. This kind of left my skin feeling a little bit more tighter and dry after, so I definitely would probably go with something a little bit more on the moisturizing side for a cleanser. The next two products in here on the top are kind of similar, so I'm going to share them kind of together. The first one I got a long time ago. This is the Neutrogena Clear Pore Oil Eliminating Astringent. As you guys know, I've talked about this in the past. I love this toner so much, but I feel like with this one, you have to be very kind of delicate with it and don't apply a lot of it because alcohol is the second ingredient, so it can leave your skin feeling a little bit kind of sensitive after and kind of tingly. But I don't know why, but when I tone my skin, I love that sensation of that dry, kind of almost painful feel after, to know that it is really drying out my pores, because my skin is very, very, very greasy and acne prone. So this stuff for me is actually beneficial and effective. But I feel like if you're either more dry or on the mature side, you might not like this that much. It might dry your skin out a little bit too much. I definitely would give this a shot. It was around $5 at the drugstore. If you look behind me, you can actually see that I recently repurchased this because I was missing it. I like to kind of switch up my toner so my skin doesn't get too used to it. So the other toner is one that I really didn't like at all, and I'll give you kind of feedback why. This is the Dior Gentle Toning Lotion. The first person I kind of heard talk about this was Jeffree Star, one of his favorite videos, I think, and I was like, okay, if he likes it, he has good skin, he has a lot of money, I kind of want to buy it and try it and see what the hype's about. I really didn't notice it do really anything for my skin at all. When I would wipe my skin down, I didn't have any tingling sensation, no burning. I feel like this is going to be very good for more mature, drier skin, but for me and my oily, greasy skin, this toner is not enough. This is way too delicate, way too gentle. This definitely is more hydrating. This has a little bit of the peony extract to give your skin a little bit of hydration. It's alcohol free and it is for dry, sensitive skin. Don't know why I bought it. I'm very oily, acne prone. I just got it because of Jeffree Star talking so much hype about it. I was like, okay, I'll buy it and try it. But this was around $30 at Sephora, so I definitely would not repurchase this. I was so bummed though. I wanted to fall in love with this because I feel like the packaging is so cute. It's so pink and elegant. I wanted to love this because it's Dior too, but it was just wasn't enough for me. Okay, so I'm not even trying to do this in any like order, of course, but I'm just gonna talk about one last toner that is inside of this. This is the Dior. Oh, there's water everywhere on this. Ew, I hate when you take it out of the shower and it's like still wet and it's like, oh, what is on my finger? So this is the Dior Clarifying Lotion number 2, which is for dry combination skin. This is the one that is the pink liquid. I like this one, but I kind of like the blue bottle better, that is more for like oily, acne prone skin. It has a little bit more of like the dehydrating agent to it to kind of like dry your skin out. I feel like this one definitely did a really good job at kind of like taking away like dead skin cells and kind of like toning, but I feel like I wanted something a little bit stronger, so I love this like formula of toner, but the stronger one is my favorite, which is behind me, the blue bottle. It's a lot better. It's a lot more like effective for my oily skin. But if you either have like more dry skin or if your skin's a little bit more sensitive, try number 1 or number 2 so you can kind of get like a light toner, but not like anything too aggressive. Okay, another random skincare item in here. This is the Caudalie Grape Water. This is kind of like a refreshing kind of like spray. You can kind of just like spray it on your face throughout the day as like a refresher to kind of like re-moisturize and kind of just refresh your skin. This definitely smells really, really, really good. If you guys have not tried Caudalie yet, they're available at Sephora. It's a very good natural skincare brand. The way that I would use this when I did use it, since it's empty now, I would pretty much like do all of my makeup, but then before I would leave the house, like the last step I would do is just kind of do a quick like spritz over my face just to kind of make it look a little bit more refreshed and healthy. I really don't have a lot of hair products in here to talk about, but I see one on the top. This is the Toni & Guy Bedhead Sugar Dust. I don't use this at all anymore. I don't really need it since I shaved my head, but I used this product when I had like really, really long, tall, like black hair. What I would pretty much do is like pull my hair back like this and kind of like shake it at the root and kind of just like zhuzh it up a little bit. Oh my god, there's like stuff coming out of here. I didn't even know there was stuff in here still. I don't know if you guys can see it floating in the air, but there's like white little salt flakes floating. I was really happy with this product though. I felt like it did a lot of like lifting for my hair because my hair is really flat when I have long hair. Like it kind of just lays on and does nothing, especially when it's super clean. I low-key miss my hair so bad. Do you guys think I should grow my hair back out and color it black? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I just miss looking like a goth princess. That was my favorite hair color ever. I want to go back to black, but I don't know if I should. Let me know what you guys think, if I should do it or if I should stay with this color hair. I seriously wasn't trying to do all my skincare first, but I swear to you guys, like all the skincare is on the top of this, so this was supposed to be like in a random order, but it's kind of like ending up being all my skincare first, but whatever. So this other empty product I have right here is the Soap & Glory Sugar Crush Body Scrub. I got this quite a while ago when it was sold at Sephora, I think around like, probably like 3 months to 6 months ago. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was. I bought 2 of these and I was absolutely like in love with these. I feel like this does a really good job at giving your body like a soft exfoliant without overly drying it out. I feel like the fact that it is sugar, it gives it a little bit more of that kind of moisturizing feel after. At this point, I'm just gonna close my eyes and grab whatever is random in here because I'm tired of talking about all my skincare first. Okay, so I seriously loved this product so much. Like, this is an item that I would definitely repurchase. So this baby right here is the Lancome Tante Idole Ultra Wear Makeup Stick Foundation. I would definitely have to consider this my all-time favorite stick foundation ever. Like, literally all-time favorite stick foundation. It has the best formula, best coverage, best everything. I swear to you guys, when you apply this, you just get such full coverage right away. I mean, like, it's not going to be as full coverage as the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, but it's going to be a tiny bit less coverage. But I feel like this is definitely better for more of a matte finish for if you're oily skin. I feel like the Hourglass one's a little bit more on the dewy side. The thing I love about this so much is that it instantly has a matte finish, yet it's not drying at all. This absolutely has to be like the only stick foundation that I would actually go ahead and repurchase. I don't think any of the other ones I'd repurchase just because of the fact that I'm very oily. Typically, I feel like stick foundations are a little bit more creamy and emollient or not enough coverage. So this is one that if you have not tried, you need to go get it right now and like try it. You will definitely thank me later. This is, I'd probably consider a full coverage matte finish stick foundation. I was obsessed with it. And then next we have, this is, oh why is there a long hair? Probably from a wig. So this is a little baby size of the Mario Badescu Facial spray with aloe vera and rose water. I probably would end up repurchasing this in the future, but I mean, like, I just really didn't see any like crazy dramatic results from it. I mean, it made my makeup look a little bit less cakey and heavy and more like healthy and dewy. This was the first product I tried from this brand. I was really kind of like on the fence about buying it because I have never tried anything in this line before. I just don't know how I feel about this. Like, I didn't notice anything crazy from it. I probably would repurchase it again to see if it's like different next time. At this point, I really can't say if it's like a great product or a bad product. I feel like it's kind of just generic. I have a hard time, honestly, with setting sprays, like differentiating them. I feel like a lot of setting sprays do the exact same thing, except for there's one in here that I'm obsessed with, so I'm gonna grab it so I can share with you guys it really quickly because I already had to go rebuy it. It's the Smashbox Primer Water. This is probably the only setting spray that I would like definitely repurchase and like recommend to everybody regardless of your skin type. This one from Smashbox is just way better in my opinion than any other setting spray. I feel like this is amazing because you can spray it under your makeup or over your makeup. You can use it as like a primer to kind of grip your makeup on, or you can use it as like a finishing product to kind of give your skin a little bit more of that dewy kind of radiant complexion. I feel like this is just hands down the best setting spray I have ever used. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, I'm being like 100% honest right now. Another thing I want to talk about real quick from Smashbox that I've been partnering with this is the primer oil. As you see above me, again, on my shoulder, I have a new one up there that I recently got. These like duos together are just like crazy phenomenal for your skin. Like, the primer oil is pretty much like a moisturizer that you can use as like a moisturizer and a primer. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. You can put it on your body, your hair, or wherever you want, but I would just put it on in the morning after washing my face before I did my makeup, and it would just create a really good canvas for holding on my makeup all day and giving it a really good like healthy dew. I really honestly can say that these are probably going to be like my two staple items for like ever now. Like, it's really hard for me to kind of find stuff that I'm like locked in on using forever, and I swear to God, like, these two products right here, and then the next thing I'm going to share with you guys in a second are the three things that I'm probably always going to use and always going to love. The next things in here I have you guys know that I mention pretty much in like every video. I need to get out all of them because I have a bunch of them because I'm obsessed and addicted to these. Okay, you guys are going to laugh at me and think that I am crazy, but I have 5 empty of the Coty Airspun Translucent Extra Coverage Powder. This powder right here, as well as those two Smashbox products, are my 3 necessities for a good flawless face. Like, everything else I can kind of use drugstore or like get cheap stuff and it'll be fine with. Like, I can just kind of like grab something random and I'll be okay with it, but this is a game changer for having me look flawless all day, because for a while I was using the Laura Mercier one when I ran out of this and I didn't go and buy it right away. And like, that would set my makeup for like an hour or so and have it look good, but I swear to you guys, like, probably after like 3 or 4 hours, my makeup was just literally like, it looked like I had put oil all over my face. Like, literally went and got like oil and like dripped it on my face. That's how it looked because of how greasy I am. This is the only powder that will keep my makeup on truly all day and just kind of help my skin look more flawless and more blurred. If you guys haven't tried this yet, it is the best drugstore setting powder in the world. For me and my greasy skin, this works phenomenal. As you guys can tell, I have 5 of these empty, and I don't even know how long ago I filmed my last video. I should probably check real quick. I just want to know for like a reference. I'm gonna go back on my YouTube channel on my phone and look at how long ago I uploaded my last favorites, or not favorites, my empty, so I can tell you guys how like short of time span I used 5 of those. Hold on, let me scroll through my videos. So I'm just gonna use this time to plug myself real quick. So if you guys haven't subscribed, click the link down below to subscribe, and also follow me on all my social media so you guys can see right away when I post new videos. Okay, I don't see my empties. Oh, it must have been like over a year ago. Oh my god. So it looks like my last empties video was uploaded 11 months ago. So within 11 months ago to now, I've used 5 of these. I just can't get over this powder. I'm pretty much always going to be using this powder because I'm just obsessed with it. It is the best setting powder in the world. Alright, let's see what else is in here. So this is the Sephora Collection Purifying and Mattifying Mud Mask with Zinc and Copper. This, whew, game changing. This gives me the same exact effect as the Glam Glow White Mud Mask, which is like 70 and this is 20, so this is a way better value in my opinion. This is an awesome mask if you are oily or just acne prone. This just makes your skin feel so tight and so like healthy and smooth after. As you guys probably already saw, I filmed a review on this mask, so I will link it above this video as well as in the description box if you want to check it out. Because you guys saw in the video that when I put it on and took it off, like, my skin was seriously so soft and beautiful after. I was so impressed with it. So this is something that I'm probably going to repurchase a lot because I can't afford that Glam Glow mask. I mean, 70 bucks for a mask, I mean... Okay, so I just realized I have another one of those Neutrogena oil eliminating astringents. So as you guys can see, I've gone through 2 of them already. I'm working on my 3rd one. I just wanted to share with you guys the 2nd one real quick before I move on. Okay, I need to get myself together because I also have a 2nd one of those Sephora Collection purifying and mattifying masks. This is the old packaging before they redid it with all white. This one is kind of like a little bit tackier in my opinion. I like the new packaging a lot better. Okay, so this next setting spray, I have 5 of them. I feel like I'm so embarrassed to admit that, but... So this is the Sephora Collection Beauty Amplifier Set and Refresh Spray. On the back of it, it says, set and refresh your makeup with this multitasking spray. The lemon balm and peppermint extract leaves skin feeling rejuvenated and fresh. Okay, so I have a little bit like of a mixed review on this setting spray. I honestly don't think I would buy it again. The only thing that I personally don't like about it is the way that it sprays. I mean, the formula of the setting spray is pretty awesome, but I feel like the way it sprays out is very kind of like blunt and kind of like harsh. I feel like there's other setting sprays like the Smashbox one that spray way more like microfine and kind of like more of an airbrushed mist. I obviously liked it for a while. As you see, I have 5 of them, but when I try things, I like to give it a more than just like a one-time use to see how it is. So I went through 5 of these to see if I really liked it, and I probably wouldn't buy it again, but I mean, like, it got the job done, but I don't like the applicator. I don't like how it sprays out. I've tried way better. It has a really good price point. It was like $16, but I just don't think that I would probably buy those again. Okay, so this moisturizer right here is probably the most expensive moisturizer I own. This Lancome Energy de Vie The Light Lotion and Gel. This is $50. It's a daytime moisturizer, but if you are a little bit more dry, you can apply it as like a serum and put a moisturizer on top of it. But for me and my oily skin, I applied it as a moisturizer, and I seriously like love this stuff so much. I can't describe to you guys how soft it makes my skin feel. This has that kind of like gelish watery feel to it, which is why I'm obsessed with it. I haven't went and repurchased this yet because of how expensive it is. I mean, I definitely would rebuy it in the future, but I'm not going to go out and like run and buy it right away. I probably will end up buying it again in the future, I'm not going to lie. I just don't need to get it like right now because I have so much moisturizer like at home already. I don't need to go buy any more. I'm seriously so hungry right now. All this talking is making me hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get myself organized and collect all of my duplicates so I'm not like a mess like I was earlier, but as you guys know, I'm like always a hot mess. So surprisingly, I only have 2 Beauty Blender sponges. I thought I was gonna have a lot more than that, but as you guys see, the black one is my all-time favorite. I am obsessed with this sponge. I will never ever ever buy any cheap like dupe in the world again because I hate all of the dupes for this. I feel like nothing compares to the actual Beauty Blender brand sponge. I feel like it's so phenomenal. It's worth every single penny. I'm probably always going to be repurchasing this because it makes my makeup look so flawless. It makes it go on so easily. Takes away all the cakiness, takes away all the like time and effort of doing your makeup. I feel like this is just like a magic sponge. So on to some sponges that I don't like. These are the Real Technique sponge. You can buy this in like a duo set at Target, or not Target, like Ulta. These are very, very, very affordable. I will give you that, but I just don't like the quality of these sponges. They're not the same as the Beauty Blender at all. Like when I first started using it, like for the first week, I was kind of happy with it, but I felt like the more that I used it, the more that I washed it, the more that I got it wet, the more like it got really crappy with the quality of it, the texture got weird. I would rather just go spend more money on a Beauty Blender and be happy with it than use this and like not be happy with it. So this next product right here is the Sephora Collection Triple Action Cleansing Water for face and eyes. This is a really, really, really good makeup remover. It's like cleansing water, so you don't have to rinse it off after. You can just let it air dry on your skin. The nice thing that I like about this is that it has more of that watery feel to it. It doesn't feel like oily and sticky and greasy. It feels very like thin and watery. A lot of times what I would do with this, I would use it to wipe off swatches on my hand, or like after I'd get out of the shower. If I had a little bit of mascara residue, I would get like a little Q-tip and then kind of use that to get the excess off. This just works so well. It's very, very, very affordable from Sephora's brand itself. It's very, very, very budget friendly. Okay, so 2 other makeup removers that I have in here while we are on the subject of makeup removers. One of them I didn't really like. I mean, it did an okay job, but I would not repurchase this like one bit. This is the Shiseido Instant Eye and Lip Makeup Remover. This one definitely has a little bit more of that oily residue feel after. This gets the job done, but I just didn't notice anything like phenomenal from it. It's kind of just like a generic cleanser. The last cleanser I have for your face is the Lancome one. It's called the Bifacil Double Action Eye Makeup Remover. This probably, besides the Sephora one, is my all-time favorite. So this is a little bit oily, but not as oily as the Shiseido one, but it's not going to be as watery and kind of like clear as the Sephora collection one. It's kind of like in the middle. I have a couple of these travel size ones, so I don't need to buy any in the future, because as you see, I have one above me up there. I like this one a lot, like just for getting anything off. It's probably the quickest and easiest for me. It works very, very, very well for waterproof stuff. Okay, so while we are on the subject of makeup removal, I have another item that I was literally obsessed with from Clinique. This is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. This is heaven sent. This is an amazing makeup remover. This is so weird at first though if you're not used to it. It has kind of like that waxy kind of like candle feel. This is really easy to use as a makeup remover. You can have a full face of makeup on and this will take everything off with no residue like at all. Pretty much all you do is get a little bit on the back of your hands and then kind of like rub it together and just rub it everywhere on your face, and it turns kind of from like a waxy kind of candle texture into an oil, and it literally breaks up every single like makeup item on your face so quick and so like effortlessly, yet it still leaves your skin feeling super nourished and moisturized because it has that oily residue texture to it, which is why I personally love it. I feel like the oiliness to it is really what makes the makeup come off a lot faster. With this cleanser, you have to use the tiniest amount and it goes such a long way, and it is like the easiest way to take your makeup off without like making your skin sensitive, because I feel like if you use wipes to your face every day, it can kind of create a little bit of drama on your skin. It can kind of make it sensitive, but this stuff just makes it so like soft after that this is going to be way better for your skin than using wipes. But I still honestly like to use wipes every once in a while, but this stuff is seriously the best for taking off like a full face of makeup with such ease. Like, it is probably my all-time favorite makeup melter. I haven't really tried a lot of other brands, but this one is like killer. So I'm sure you guys have already heard about the Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser. This is a really, really good alternative. This is the Sephora Collection Solid Brush Cleanser. I like it way better. One of the advantages, besides the fact that it's a little bit better price point, is the fact that it comes with this little like pink sponge in here. This little sponge makes it so much easier when washing your brushes. All you have to do is get the brush wet and then rub it in the disc of soap, and then rub the brush on the little sponge. It takes away all the pigment, makes the sponge feel so soft and conditioned. I really like to use this cleanser for my Beauty Blender because I feel like the one that is sold with the actual Beauty Blender brand, I feel like it's a little bit more pricey and it doesn't come with a sponge like this, so I like this one a lot better. It pretty much has the exact same ingredients and does the exact same thing. I just feel like you're getting a better price point and you're getting this little sponge for free, which you can use to wash your brushes. So I have 3 more skincare products before I move on to the rest of all the makeup items. The first one is an under eye cream from Ole Henriksen. This is called the Ultimate Lift Eye Gel. As you see, I have a little baby travel size. This stuff is legit the best nighttime under eye mask, regardless of your age or your concerns. This is a little bit on the stickier, tackier side. It has a lot of natural ingredients to kind of plump and tighten. So when you use it, like, you will seriously notice the next day, like, even if you don't even have like dark circles or like bags, your under eyes will just be a lot healthier and brighter, regardless of what your concerns are. I would never recommend to apply this in the morning though. This is only recommended for night because it's a little bit heavier and stickier like a mask, so you don't want to put it on in the morning because you will not be happy with your makeup if you apply it in the morning. I would only recommend to apply it at night and then wash it off the next morning so you don't have any like residue. I have another eye cream to share with you. It's from Caudalie. It's called the Anti-Wrinkle Eye and Lip Cream. It has the polyphenol ingredient, which is a very, very, very good tightening skincare ingredient that only Caudalie can use because they patented it. This is one that I love a lot because you can use it for eyes and lips. It's very versatile where you can do it in the night or in the morning. It's very thin with the texture, so it dries very fast. This gives your under eyes a very, very, very good canvas for concealer application. I was super happy with this. I would definitely repurchase this in the future. I was obsessed with it. I think I've gone through like 2 or 3 bottles already. I just love the fact that you can like pretty much put it under your eyes, and whatever residue you have on your fingers you can kind of just lightly put on your lips after. It is so good. You need to go try it regardless of your age. It's around $40, so it's a little bit up there in price point. So the last skincare product is a moisturizer from Ole Henriksen. It is the Sheer Transformation Daily Moisturizer. This is so good for daytime. It has a very thin watery feel, which is why I love it. With this moisturizer, you can definitely apply it day or night, but I prefer to apply it in the morning because I feel like at night I want something a little bit more moisturizing. With this one though, I just love the fact that it dries very quick. It doesn't leave your skin with the greasy feel after, so it gives that really good canvas for foundation and makeup. This actually has vitamin C, licorice root, and pea extract, so it's going to help retexturize your skin too and just make it look a little bit more flawless. So the next item I'm going to share is 4 different eyebrow pencils. These are all kind of similar where they have that same kind of like small applicator like the Anastasia Brow is, like where it's a little dot applicator, and they all have spoolies on the flip side too. So right here I have the Anastasia Brow Wiz, I have the Urban Decay Brow Beater Micro Fine Brow Pencil and Brush, I have the Sephora Collection retractable brow pencil, as well as the NYX micro brow pencil. My 2 favorite out of all of these are the Anastasia for sure, like the highest out of all of these, like number 1. And then probably second is the NYX one, and then probably third the Sephora one, and fourth the Urban Decay. The Urban Decay one I got is really dark for me, so I can't really use it at all. I actually don't like the color at all. It's really red on me. The only one that I actually love to use is the Anastasia Taupe one. It's my favorite color ever. So I have the Sephora Collection Aerosol Spray Foundation, which I am obsessed with. This is such a good foundation for the price point. It's like $20. It's pretty much the exact same thing as the Jiro one in my opinion, but better price point. It's the exact same concept where you can spray it on your face or a brush, and it can give you a little bit more light coverage, or you can apply more and get a full coverage. It's not going to be super dewy, not going to be super matte. It's a very like in the middle skin finish. It is beautiful on the skin. I already went ahead and rebought this even though I don't use it every single day. I like to use it on days that I want to go a little bit more natural, or if I wake up late and don't want to spend a lot of time putting foundation on. I seriously have so many concealers to share with you guys. I have a lot sitting in front of me right now. The first one I want to share with you guys is the one that I love the most. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal. I went through 2 of these. I already went ahead and rebought it. This is a really good full coverage concealer. I just love the fact with this one you have to apply the littlest amount and it gives you a lot of coverage right away. This is hands down the best drugstore concealer I have ever tried. Of course, Maybelline has other good concealers like this one, the Fit Me, and then the Age Rewind, but I'd have to consider these to be a little bit more like light coverage, light to medium I'd say. This is going to be like full coverage right away from the get-go, so you have to apply a little tiny bit with this one, which is why it's better. So honestly, with these, I'm probably not going to rebuy them in the future. I'd rather just buy these again so I can put less on and have it full coverage right away and just make my life easier in the morning. This is just hands down my all-time favorite concealer in the world right now, like drugstore and high-end. This is the best stuff out there. The Master Conceal is phenomenal if you haven't tried it yet. I have one more concealer from Maybelline. This is the Super Stay Better Skin. Again, I just feel like this one's going to be similar to the other ones where it's like sheer and kind of like buildable, but the other Master Concealer is way better. This is just going to be like the Fit Me in my eyes, where it's just a little bit more like lightweight to buildable and not as full coverage as I want. So again, probably not going to rebuy, but good if you want light coverage, but it's not my personal cup of tea. Okay, so on to a product that I absolutely hated. This is the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. It's on a little like pot right here. This is probably the worst one I've ever tried. It is so dry. The second I put it on my face, it like showed texture. It looked super dry. It wouldn't even blend. It wasn't even full coverage. So this is something that I would never ever recommend or repurchase. This was dead to me. I gave it a shot and used it for a couple days, and I hated it every single day I used it. So I would just never recommend to buy this one unless you want to use it for like a brow sculpt or like whatever. But just for me, it's too dry, too hard to work with, not enough coverage. It is definitely a no-go. If you are gonna buy NYX concealer, definitely buy the regular HG. This is way easier to work with. It's more thin, it's more blendable, more buildable. I would definitely say this is more medium to buildable coverage. It's not going to be as full coverage as the Master Conceal from Maybelline. That's why I like it a lot better. I don't think I'm going to rebuy this, but I liked it a lot when I used it, but I just don't think it's like my favorite out there. I'd rather use the Master Conceal so I can use less of it and get fuller coverage right away. So I have 2 more concealers to talk about with you guys. The next one is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. This one is seriously such good coverage. A little bit goes a very long way with this one right here. When I used it, I would put a little bit under my eyes, and I would kind of put it everywhere else as like a foundation sometimes. And I swear it made my skin look so glam and like so full coverage, but it looks so healthy and like natural still. So this other concealer I wasn't the biggest fan of. This is my last one I'm going to share with you guys. This is the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer. This is a really good full coverage concealer, but I feel like it was a little bit too sticky and tacky in my eyes. Like it almost got too cakey. I feel like this one's a little bit heavy and cakey, especially because when you squirt it out, you can't really get a tiny bit. Like when you squirt it, a lot comes out, so you're kind of forced to put a lot on. This one is not going to be as blendable as the Kat Von D Enabling one. This one is definitely more sticky and like tacky and like textury. I feel like this is nice for a full coverage, but I just don't like the finish of it. I feel like it's almost like too cakey for me. Alright, so the last category of products I'm going to share with you guys is mascaras. I have 8 different mascaras right here. I have a lot, so get ready. I'm going to share my favorite ones first and then kind of share the ones that I wasn't like that fond of after. My 2 favorite in here, my first favorite is the Urban Decay Perversion. I feel like this is probably the best mascara ever. It creates a very good false lash look, but it's not too thickening and too clumpy. It's like natural, but still a false lash look, if you know what I mean. Even though I have a baby size tube of it right now, I feel like this one lasted me so long. This is probably like the darkest, blackest mascara I've tried. I love this one a lot. Really good price point too. Another one that I was in love with is the Clinique Chubby Lash Fattening Mascara. I feel like this gives the effect of having like individual lash inserts in because it gives a very like natural long lash look, but it's not going to be too thickening to look like clumpy and nasty. I actually already have a backup because I was obsessed with it. This is a really good mascara. And I forgot to mention too, I already have another one of the Urban Decay Perversions. I have a full size. I haven't even opened it up yet, but I recently got it because I am obsessed with this mascara right here. The Urban Decay is my all-time favorite. And then 2 other really high-end mascaras that I don't know if I would buy again because of the price point, but they're really good, don't get me wrong. These are the Lancome Granidos mascaras. I have 2 of them. This is a really good false lash look mascara as well. It kind of gives a little bit more of that thick, kind of like clumpy, dramatic false lash look, which is pretty good sometimes. This mascara has an interesting applicator though. It's kind of like curved, so you can kind of get in there and wiggle your lashes a little bit easier. This one runs for around $27, so it's a little bit up there in price, but it's a very good formula and it lasts a long time. But I just don't know if I'm going to rebuy it again because I have a bunch of other favorite mascaras that I currently own, so I don't need to go ahead and buy more right now. And then these next 3 mascaras are kind of similar, so I'm going to share them together. This is the NARS Audacious Mascara, the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant, and then the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. I feel like these are all 3 are very good mascaras. They all create that like thick, heavy false lash look, but they're not like too dramatic and too clumpy. Out of all of them, I'd say NARS is the clumpiest. Makeup Forever and the Marc Jacobs one are probably the best, like in my opinion, out of all 3 of these. But if I had to repurchase one of these 3, I'd probably end up buying the Marc Jacobs one because I feel like I got the most compliments on it and the packaging is the best in my opinion. With the Smoky Extravagant from Makeup Forever, it does create a false lash look, but it kind of gives you more of that wispy kind of like cat eye illusion to the eye, so it's really pretty. It has kind of like a cone-shaped brush, so it's going to be very good for giving you those like spidery kind of like cat eyelashes that are very popular. Alright, so we are finally here. The last product, the last mascara that I'm going to share with you guys in this Empties video. This is the Dior Show Mascara. I don't know how I feel about these mascaras. Like when I first started using them, I was really happy with them. They looked so good on my eyes. But I feel like the Dior mascaras dry out so freaking fast. Like I don't know if it's just me, but like if I'm about to spend $30 on a mascara, I want it to last longer than a few months. I don't know if it's just me, but these ones just always dry out the fastest to me. And I'm trying to open it so you guys can see the brush. It's a very big, like heavy sized thick brush, so it's going to create more of that like false lash look. But you have to be a little bit careful because if you apply too much, it can get a little bit thick and like clumpy. So I don't honestly think I'd repurchase this. I probably wouldn't recommend it either. I mean, it gets the job done and it is a good mascara, but I just feel like for the price point, there is such better mascaras out there. Like, I mean, you can even go to the drugstore and get a better mascara than this one. I cannot believe my basket is finally empty. I have nothing else to share with you guys today until my next Empties video. I had a lot of fun creating this video, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below. I feel like watching people talk about their empty products is way better than hearing about favorites or like hauls, because this is like actual products that I've used up for like months now and I can actually speak highly to them. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video.